It's 12:47 a.m., you're in bed, your thumb is doing that dead scroll thing, and you see it. Your friend is at some rooftop place with string lights, a $22 cocktail, and the caption is basically, "We deserve this." Then you roll over and stare at your ceiling like it's a scoreboard. Because in your head, the math goes, their life looks expensive, therefore they're winning, therefore you're behind. And that's the exact moment most people get the story wrong. Here's the emotional truth. You're not jealous of their money. You're jealous of the feeling you think their money is buying. But what you're seeing isn't wealth. It's output. And output is the easiest thing on earth to fake. What nobody tells you is the gap between looks rich and is safe is massive. And most people are standing on a very expensive trapdoor. In a minute, you'll know how to tell fast whether you're actually doing better than your friends, even if your life looks quieter. Here's the first rule. Forget who makes more. Forget who travels more. Forget who drives what. Your financial position is basically two numbers, your burn rate and your runway. Burn rate is what it costs you to be you every month. Not what you hope, not what you tell yourself, what actually leaves your life. Runway is how many months you can keep living if your income stops tomorrow. Runway equals liquid money divided by monthly burn. That's it. If you have $18,000 in savings and your life costs $3,000 a month, you have 6 months of runway. If your friend has $6,000 saved and their life costs $6,000 a month, they have 1 month of runway while posting from Bali. And if you want one more number that changes everything, it's your freedom number, your yearly expenses times 25. That's the pile that can support your life long term if you're investing and not doing anything weird. Now you can measure who's ahead without guessing. If you want simple money math that turns panic into a plan, subscribe. I'm Mint. Okay, Act 1 is defining the game, because most people are comparing the wrong scoreboard. When you compare yourself to friends, you compare receipts, you compare visible spending, you compare the highlight reel. But wealth is boring. Wealth is what you don't see. Wealth is the ability to say no without your stomach dropping. So I want you to think in 3 definitions, and that's all you need. Definition 1, burn rate. What it costs per month to keep your life running. Rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, debt payments, insurance, gas, subscriptions, eating out, the little leaks, everything. Definition 2, runway. Liquid savings divided by burn rate. Liquid means checking, savings, money market, stuff you can access without penalties or selling in a panic. Definition 3, the gap. The gap is how much of your life is covered by real money versus hope money. Hope money is, my bonus will come, I can always pick up extra shifts. My parents would help. I can put it on a card. It'll work out. Hope money is not a plan. It's a mood. Now, here's the part people miss. 2 households can have the exact same income and be living in completely different universes. Income is a headline. Burn rate is the story. And in a second, I'm going to show you exactly how someone earning less can be doing better by a lot without feeling deprived. Let's run numbers. Scenario 1, you and your friend both make $70,000 a year. After taxes and deductions, let's say take home is about $4,200 a month. Round numbers. Realistic enough. Your friend looks like they're crushing it. New car, concerts, weekend trips. The kind of casual spending that makes you think, do they have a trust fund? But their burn rate is nasty. Car payment, $620. Car insurance, $180. Rent, $1,900. Utilities and internet, $250. Groceries, $450. Eating out and delivery, $600. Student loan, $350. Subscriptions, $80. Phone, $70. Random life spending, $500. That's $5,000-ish a month. They take home $4,200. They spend $5,000. So how are they alive? Credit cards. Buy now, pay later. Drifting balances. Maybe they float it and tell themselves they'll catch up later. Maybe they're always one good month away from being fine. Now their runway. Let's be generous. Let's say they have $4,000 in savings because they keep meaning to build it. Runway equals $4,000 divided by $5,000. That's not a runway. That's a speed bump. Now your numbers, same $4,200 take home, but your burn rate is smaller. Rent, $1,500. Utilities and internet, $220. Groceries, $420. Transportation total, $250. Student loan, $250. Eating out, $250. Subscriptions, $30. Phone, $60. Random life, $400. That's about $3,380. And you've been quietly stacking cash. You've got $15,000 in liquid savings. Runway equals $15,000 divided by $3,380. That's about 4 months and change. Same income, 2 different worlds. And here's the uncomfortable part. Your friend can look ahead for years while being behind the entire time because the human brain is bad at detecting slow motion disasters. A $300 credit card balance becomes $1,200, becomes $4,800, becomes I don't want to look at it. And the whole time, you're still going out, still posting, still keeping up. This is why you're probably doing better than your friends. Not because you're smarter, because you're playing a game they might not even realize they're in. But don't get cocky yet, because Act 2 is where it gets sneaky. Hidden burn rate. You know what almost never shows up on Instagram? Daycare, medical bills, makers, and aging. Debt minimums, family obligations. A car that's one repair away from financial stress. A mortgage they can technically pay as long as nothing weird happens. So let's do scenario 2. Different life stage. Same point. Yep, 793 pounds is back to $82,000. Let's say you're 32. Your friend is 32. Both couples, both households bring in $120,000 a year. From the outside, you'd think you're equal. Now here's where you realize you're comparing the wrong thing. Couple A, the loud couple, has the big house and the nice SUV. Mortgage, $2,900. Property taxes and insurance, $700. 2 car payments, $1,100. Car insurance, $260. Daycare, $1,400. Groceries, $900. Utilities, phones, internet, $450. Student loans, $500. Eating out, fun, Target runs, $800. Debt minimums, $300. That's around $9,310 a month. And $120,000 a year after taxes might land you roughly $7,500 to $8,000 take home. So again, they're spending more than they bring in, or they're barely breaking even with zero margin. Either way, the machine is loud and it needs constant feeding. Now, couple B, you live smaller on purpose. Mortgage or rent, $2,200. 1 car payment, $420. Insurance, $190. Daycare, $600. Groceries, $750. Utilities and phones, $380. Student loans, $300. Eating out and fun, $500. MISC, $500. That's about $5,840. Their lifestyle costs $9,300 a month. Yours costs $5,800. That difference is not small. That is a different life. That's the difference between every month is a tightrope and we can breathe. And if both couples have $25,000 in liquid savings, the runway is completely different. For couple A, $25,000 divided by $9,300 is less than 3 months. For couple B, $25,000 divided by $5,800 is over 4 months. Same savings account balance. Different safety. The friend who looks richest is often the friend with the highest fixed costs. And fixed costs are where your freedom goes to die. Because fixed costs don't care if you're tired. They don't care if you're sick. They don't care if you get laid off. They don't care if your industry slows down. They just show up every month like, pay me. So if you're living a little quieter and your monthly life costs less, you're not behind. You're lighter. And here's the open loop. In a second, I'll show you the 3 levers that actually decide who wins long term. Because runway is step 1. The next step is the freedom gap. Freedom number is yearly expenses times 25 times. If your life costs $40,000 a year, your freedom number is about $1 million. If your life costs $60,000 a year, it's $1,500,000. If your life costs $25,000 a year, it's $625,000. A simple lifestyle can become financially independent with a smaller pile because their target is smaller. Every permanent upgrade raises your freedom number. Most people buy upgrades with their future. Now, the common trap, treating savings like checking. You build a cushion, then you start spending. Like that cushion is part of your lifestyle. You loosen up, you stop paying attention. Burn rate creeps up to match income again. The fix is simple. Separate your safety from your spending life. Different account, make it slightly harder to touch. Not because you're weak, because you're human. Now, Act 3, the 3 levers, spending, growth, income. Spending is the biggest lever because it works instantly. Reduce burn rate, runway goes up immediately. Freedom number goes down. Stress goes down. You don't need to cut everything. You cut the expensive, boring stuff you don't even love. Growth is what your money does while you sleep, when it's invested. Cash can be peace short term, but long term, growth matters. And growth works best when spending is under control. Income is powerful, but it's the 3rd lever. Raising income without controlling spending just makes the machine bigger. Income should widen your margin, not upgrade your obligations. Myth: higher salary means doing better. Reality: lower burn rate means more power. Myth: if they can afford it, they must be fine. Reality: debt can cosplay as wealth. Myth: you're behind because you're not traveling. Reality: safety isn't photogenic. Here's the measurement: runway and freedom gap. Freedom gap equals your freedom number minus your investable assets. Example: $3,500 monthly burn equals $42,000 yearly. Freedom number is $1,050,000. If you've got $120,000 invested, your gap is $930,000. Someone else with $6,000 monthly burn has a $1,800,000 freedom number. Even with $200,000 invested, their gap is $1.6 million. Who's ahead? The one with the smaller gap. Even if your friends truly are ahead, it doesn't automatically mean you're behind. Different tracks, different starting lines. Your job is to stop sprinting in the wrong direction. Quiet flexes that beat loud spending, no consumer debt, a boring emergency fund, the ability to lose a job without instantly spiraling, and consistent investing. Timing matters too. People pay different bills at different ages. Don't make permanent decisions based on temporary seasons. Now the mint move, do this sequence this week. Tonight, open your bank app and your credit card. Look at the last 30 days. Label it. Figure out your burn rate. Close enough is fine. Take your liquid savings and divide by burn. That's your runway. Say it out loud. Then take burn times 12, then times 25. That's your freedom number. Compare it to what you actually have invested. That difference is your gap. Then pick one lever for 30 days. Just one. If it's spending, pick one fixed cost to reduce, or one leak to plug. One. If it's income, one practical move that actually increases pay. If it's growth, automate one contribution and leave it alone. And one last protective rule. When you feel behind after seeing someone else's lifestyle, don't react with spending. React with measurement. Check runway. Check gap. If your burn is lower than you think, you're ahead. If you have runway, you're ahead. If you have fewer fixed costs, you're ahead. If you're not stacking obligations faster than income, you're ahead. Your friends might look like they're winning because they're spending loud. That doesn't mean they're safe. You don't need a loud life. You need a life you can handle when something goes wrong. And if you want the cleanest way to turn runway into long-term freedom, watch the next video on figuring out your freedom number and how to live off investments without guessing.